Well, the stands have been packed away. Tears have been shed as old friends depart back to their humdrum pre-conference normality. And all we're left with is the memories of men and women walking around XL Arena dressed as Batman, Catwoman and Hansel and Gretel witch hunters. But enough about my weekend at Comic-Con. We're here to talk about Biba, or more specifically, Biba fever. Now I'm pleased to say, joining me for the fourth and final injection of Biba fever, I have two men who love a half marathon and snicker at the thought of an 8 AM start after a 7 AM finish. I'm talking about Michael Lawrence, the personalised director at Biba Fever sponsor LV, and Insurance Age's own Andrew Pearce. Welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Well, Michael, the first one to you. How was Biba 2013 for you? What were the highs and were there any lows?
Well, it was a fantastic conference again. I don't always actually like London as a venue, but I thought the conference facilities were excellent. It was really good. There seemed a real buzz about Biba again this year. I think brokers have sort of quite positive, they're confident, they're very entrepreneurial as a bunch. So coming forward with new ideas, we had plenty of people on the stand asking us about new products that we had out. So that was really good. One of my lows, I think, was probably my hangover on the Thursday morning. That was something special. I also was dreadfully disappointed. You mentioned Batman earlier. I was really quite shattered when I walked back in after lunch to see Batman outside, propped up against the door, having a cigarette. It just shattered my illusions of what a superhero should be. So that was kind of a bit of a low for me.
And one insurer attracted a lot of attention for opening a trading floor and running a dealometer. I mean, did you think that was quite gimmicky, or could you envisage LV doing something similar next year?
Look, I mean, everybody's trying to do something different. Everybody's trying to set themselves apart from the competition. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. They were trying to do something a bit different. However, it's not something that LV would do.
And you described the mood, Michael, as positive. I mean, were there any other words you'd use to describe the mood of Biba 2013?
Yeah, buzzy is a word that springs to mind. So buzzy, confident, energetic. It felt actually quite exciting as well. There was a lot going on, and I really enjoyed actually. With our stand, there was ourselves, there was a GS and Allianz on the other side, and I really thought that was great for the broking industry. There's three really strong broking insurers there side by side, doing plenty of business and really looking after the brokers. I thought that was a really good sign that people like us are still supporting the broker market.
And for me, an issue close to my heart indeed, arguably the most important aspect of the whole conference. How would you assess the food and drink at Biba 2013?
Well, I really needed my curry on the Thursday lunchtime. That really did help things out a lot. We did have a tweet for our facilities, our food, saying that we provided the best bacon and sausage baps in the conference. So that was a really good one. Well done, Anna and the team. Well done. Obviously, I saw your man versus food challenge. Yeah, not something I would want to do.
I can vouch for the standard of your bacon rolls, though.
Good.
Well, as Andy and Michael alluded to there, food featured prominently in episode 3 of Biba Fever, as Andy indulged in a 30-minute orgy of sausage slurping and muffin munching. And after watching that pay-per-view movie in his hotel room, he then ate some grub. Quite a lot of grub. Let's have a recap.
I'm really sorry about that. 3-second rule. Wow. That is a little bite of heaven in the Biba Arena. That was good. A few more naughty treats. How rude of me. Cola bottles.
Well, if you've not seen Biba Fever episode 3, I implore you to watch it for the full, unedited Man vs. Biba clip. So, Michael, have you ever overindulged to heroic proportions at Biba? And how do you prepare for the 2 days of drinking and eating that the conference brings?
Well, only really when there's an odd number at the end of the year. But Yeah, it's part of something that you kind of look forward to a little bit, but you also there's some trepidation involved. So preparation, to kind of do 1,000 press-ups a day, psychologically have a coach just to get you through it. Other than that, it's 20 years of previous experience really that gets you through. But yeah, there's a few beers drunk and there's a few bits of food eaten, that maybe a bit too much in some circumstances, but it's all part of the fun, and you know you've got to get over it.
And Andy, reflecting a fortnight on, how would you approach the Man versus Biba challenge if you were to do it tomorrow? And I also hear a number of brokers have already thrown down the gauntlet for Biba 2014. Are you ready to go and do it again?
Well, I think the one thing I would change from a couple of weeks ago was the fact that the night before I thought it would be a good idea to loosen up the stomach with a few beers. I wouldn't do that again. I didn't feel on tip-top form that morning, so it was more of a challenge to battle through, but I got there in the end. And as for next year, my message to brokers would be, bring it on. Andy beat Biba this year, he'll do it again. I've still got a long way to go until I've reached my food eating prime.
Well, there you have it, brokers. If you want to lay down the gauntlet and challenge Andy, who will challenge Biba, go to the hashtag Biba Fever. Well, of course, food and drink are not the only things that can be found in overabundance at the Biba conference. And Biba 2013 was no different. You couldn't walk around the conference floor without furry animals, squidgy balls and rubber toys being thrust in your face. And Graham Trudgell wonders why the Biba party was closed down by the police on Wednesday night. But what are the merits of these branded, cuddly creatures, mugs and desk organisers? We asked our expert panel to give their full analysis.
Tell me what your name is
William.
and what you're going to be doing for us today.
I'm going to look at some things.
Yeah, what are they?
A duck, piggy, duck with water in, maybe. I like this rugby ball.
Yeah, hold it up in front of the camera. You like that one, do you?
Yep.
Okay.
And I don't really like the ducky
Why don't you like the ducky?
because it's not really fun.
Ooh, is that another bowl?
Yeah.
What's that?
A witch's hat.
Is that a good thing? No. Let's try it on.
I like this one and this one. I don't think I like any of these. Actually, I think I might like that one as well.
Can you throw it up in the air
Yes?
and then catch it?
Yeah.
Duck.
Yeah. It's big.
Ball. One thing, what would you choose?
Yes.
You choose a little chair.
No.
Never.
I just want to play rugby.
Should I play rugby?
Well, a big thank you there to William 4 and Max 1 3/4, the sons of Post editor Stephanie Denton and Post news editor Mary MacDonald, respectively. So, Michael, is your house full of Biba freebies and tat, or are you resistant to the charms of a squidgy ball and a cuddly gorilla?
Well, I like to stay committed to the LV brand, so it's LV branded stuff only, of course. Yeah, with a 4-year-old, he likes to see what comes out and gets back home. So yeah, there's a fair few bits and pieces lying around. But I used to, when I first started going to conferences, just pile up with all the bags, do the Thursday afternoon rush around, see what you could collect. But nowadays, you just think, I don't need this stuff hanging around the house, so you just take the stuff you like.
So, Steffi, judging by those clips, it seemed that the squidgy balls were among the big winners. Could I just ask what tips your son would give for Biba exhibitors in 2014 to attract people to their stands?
Well, I think for William, the balls definitely were very popular, but I think really insurers need to be thinking a bit bigger next year. So I think I'd like to see perhaps some bowling skittles, and if they really want to go for it, maybe some basketball hoops.
Mary, would Max have the same advice?
I think the reaction shows that if exhibitors want to appeal to future generations, they really need to just keep things simple. The appeal of the squidgy balls among both of them sort of proves that, I would say.
And Mary, 2 weeks on from Biba, are these toys, are they still top of the toy box, or have they kind of sunk to the bottom now, relegated?
We still have the odd witch's hat lying about. The tracker car is being played with now and again. I'm afraid to say there's a Liberty Mutual squidgy ball lying in a corner of South London Park somewhere. And the Aegeus plastic ball was also broken down into its component parts, so it didn't last very long, unfortunately.
And Steffi?
The witch's broom, I'm afraid, didn't even last the weekend. It was bashed and battered and parts of it are lying all around the house. Firm favourites, though, were the Crawford's watch, which has been worn today to nursery, the XL flashing ball, and there's a special request being put in for the LV frisbee to be packed for our holiday.
Okay, well, we haven't got that, but we have got another LV for you each. You can take those home.
Thank you very much.
And we'll see if we can get some more frisbees for you as well.
Well,
You're welcome.
thank you.
Well, unfortunately, that's almost all we have time for. I'd just like to say a big thank you to our guests for this episode 4 of Biba Fever, Andy, Mary, Steffi and Michael. I'd also like to extend that thank you to all those who helped make Biba Fever such a raring success in Biba 2013. Well, I look forward to seeing you all at Biba 2014, but before we go, I'd just like to give you one final blast of Biba Fever.
I think there's, and I've got Mike Lawton of Target standing next to me, so he's a big Liverpool fan. I'd like to see the Liverpool Football Club brand come back one of these days, because it seems to be rather tarnished at the moment. Yeah, I think that's it.
There is. It's a brand and a chocolate bar, actually. Texan. The Texan chocolate bar.
Perhaps, how about scratch and sniff t-shirts?
Woolworths.
I think it would probably be Marathon. I can't call it Snickers, never have been able to and never will. It's just what you grow up with and what you know, and that's what it'll always be.
Marathon bar. Let's go with the Marathon bar.
Marathon. Don't like the Snickers.
Marathon. Marathon. I can't get used to Snickers, it doesn't sound right.
Marathon. Well, there's a temptation. Ellison Buckle or Phoenix. I always like Phoenix, rising from the ashes.